everybody. I've got the wonderful Chris from the Height of Life with me today. Thank you very much for joining us today.
No worries, I'll be on.
Pleasure to have you on. Been looking forward to this for a while because, like I say, me and you have been talking on YouTube and Instagram for probably about a year or so now, haven't we? So
yeah, I think it is. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Good to finally meet you properly, like face to face. Well, through a screen anyway. So
yeah, it's all good.
But yeah, been all right.
Those are the way things. Yeah, not too bad. Just trying to get out what I can. Obviously, fitting it around the daily grind, like I said, you got work and stuff. So I'm trying to get out every weekend. It was a bit easier during the year because of all what's been going on the last 12 months. The place of work has been having a few stand downs, so it means we haven't had to go in for like a week here and there. So I've been able to get out more often than I normally would be able to in weekdays, which I've been taking advantage of. So yeah, now I'm just going to try and get out on the weekends when I can. I like to get off very early anyway. I mean, even on weekends and stuff, if I'm going to go, say, like when I did my Kadir Idris hike, I set an alarm for like 4 or 5 in the morning so I can get there early. I was the only car in the car park, like I said, and then yeah, so basically there's no one really there, so it feels like I've got solitude. I've got the mountain to myself, and then at least the first part of a hike anyway, and then people start coming and that. So I find that's easier to do as well in the weekday, because on the weekend, people that live closer to the destination I'm going have the same idea and they get up early. So I'm in a losing battle with that one. But
fair play. I was literally camped about 15 minutes away from there the other week. When we did Snowdon, we stayed not too far from that mountain, Idris and the Tarn at the bottom of it, and we didn't even know about it. We literally were told like we were leaving. Oh, by the way, that's down the road. All right, okay. But I should have done that. Should have done that. It would have been less busy than Snowdon. But anyway, never mind.
I've done Snowdon for, I've actually done Snowdon Summit for probably 15, 16 years. And I do want to go back, especially for the channel as well. But the only reason I haven't is because, like I said, I like the mountains for solitude. And at the moment, Snowdon's horrendous.
Yeah.
I even saw on Instagram last year, I thought, on a New Year's Day or Christmas Day, take a drive or whatever, just an idea. But people even living close to it, Christmas Day, were still going up, saying like they've done like a family hike before we have our dinner and that. And there was still about 11 people on their photo. So I was like, can't win me that one, I don't think.
So how long have you been into camping? I mean, presumably like all your life getting into the outdoors and stuff like that. But when was your first proper camp?
Well, funnily enough, the hiking side of things I've done for quite some years. But I'm new to the camping sort of side of stuff. It's only been relatively the last year I've been doing the wild camping.
Oh wow!
Believe it or not, yeah. So I've been wanting to have a go before, just get a little bivvy bag and things. I don't know really what's delayed me doing it, to be honest, because I'm always out, like I said, the hikes, sunsets and sunrises, but then I'll usually be going down the head torch back to my car and stuff. I haven't really got an answer for why it's delayed me this time in doing it, but I started, like I said, last year, and it's been absolutely brilliant. I absolutely love it every time.
It's always nervous. It's always like quite nervy the first time you go solo, isn't it? But that's what I love about going solo as well. Is it's just mentally, it's just you and nature and your thoughts, and it's amazing and it's awesome. But I always found, I mean, my first solo was a bit sort of like, especially because it was woodland as well. It's just a bit sketchy, like. Just waking up and going for a piss in the middle of the night and going, oh, what was that noise, But I know on mountains it's probably even more so, because you're quite a way away from people. You're out in true wilderness, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? So no.
Yeah, I mean,
weather can change like that.
You get weather comes in, strange sounds, and it sounds like sometimes I've been on some summit, especially doing a summit camp, and it sounds like someone is talking probably outside your tent or literally a couple of minutes down the mountain, but they might be on another mountain, but obviously because it's night time and all that, the sound travels quite a lot.
The voices carry.
And then you'll see 2 head torches like on the next crag over in the valley or something. I mean, obviously not overly far, just the next one along, but it's surprising how they sound like they're so close to you.
Wow.
But yeah, the first time I did it solo, all the just listening to the grouse and all that, it was a bit wondering what they are in the night till you sort of hear the noises. Have you ever heard, being as they do a lot of woodland stuff, you ever heard the red fox scream?
Oh yeah.
In real life?
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's horrendous. The first time I heard it was I was just cutting through some woods back to a car, and I actually thought someone was being stabbed. Honestly, I thought there was like a woman being murdered or something. And then I spoke to someone, and they said it's a red fox. I said it definitely wasn't a fox. I said this was someone being something, having something done to them. And then they said, was this the same? Found it on Google, showed me. I went, yeah, that was it. They said that's a red fox.
Yeah, well, them mating's even worse, mate. Honestly, I mean, hearing them scream is one thing, but hearing them actually at it as well is another. Honestly, it's terrible. So I know exactly what you mean. Badgers make an odd sound, and deer make a really odd sound as well, surprisingly enough. So yeah, some creepy stuff at night, man. But you get used to it. We once had one of my very first videos, actually, one of my very first like wild camping ones. It was literally morning time. We were just about to put some breakfast on, and we had 2 cows just walk into the literally past our tarp. We were like,
what?
How's that? I was like, oh, okay, 2 cows have turned up. All right, really weird.
Yeah.
That's the new.
I mean, they just probably think, they're coming to see what's going on. But to us, the size of them and stuff, you're just like, what are you doing? The noises and all that. Yeah, it's a bit of a mad one.
Yeah.
A bit iffy with cows as well, depending on what time of year it is, because I've had weird experiences with them, and then I've heard of other people having experiences with them and stuff. I mean, it's generally the most people I've heard have had little mishaps have been people with dogs, and they've been cutting through maybe when there's a calf in there. So I haven't got a dog with me anyway, and I always sort of keep to the edge of the field, or if they're further away. So I've never really had anything major. I've just had them all. I got to the end of the field once, and they all started coming over to me. So I started walking a bit quicker, and then I thought, well, I'm through the gate now. I'm all right.
Yeah, they're definitely protective of the calves. That's for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
What about YouTube then? I know, obviously, presumably it was like always hiking and getting into the outdoors, and then you thought, well, let's try a camp, let's do camping. So what started off the channel? Was that before camping, or was that after camping?
That was before. Might have been around about the same time, but I didn't really put anything on the channel till I went out with. If you saw my Castle Crag, I was with Paul from Cumbria Lad Outdoors.
Nice.
Delicate Sounds of Camping and Nooster Outdoors, and that was my first sort of like main one that I put on the channel with obviously all them. But yeah, I started that channel because I've been to like Andorra in the mountains there. I know I actually got some friends in Spain. They took me to Andorra for about a week, 2 weeks. I met one of their friends that lives in Andorra, so he showed me going in the mountains there, and he's actually said to me that I can go back over. If I drove, for example, I could take my gear with me. I can leave my car in his garage, and he says he knows the mountains, obviously, like the back of his hands living there. He says he can take me into the mountains and we can get some camps on there. So I thought that's going to be bang on, because actually being with someone that lives there, you got a few more animals here and there to worry about, but he says you never really get any issues. But yeah, I've been to Andorra, loads of places in Europe and all that. It's only last year I started doing, I was just in the lakes and stuff. I just thought to myself, I've never really got anywhere that I saw people's videos and pictures, and I thought I haven't really got anywhere to look back on and say, I took the odd picture here and there, but nothing like serious and that. So I thought I didn't want to. I've got an Instagram account for something else, and I thought I didn't want to put it on there. I want to keep it separately, so I created a new Instagram account, the HeightOfLife one, and I started to share my pictures on there, and then people just started saying like, I like your pictures. Have you got a YouTube channel or whatever else? Yeah. I haven't at the moment, no, but I just started watching a few more videos and thought, you know what, it's quite good, because rather than having just pictures to look back on, I thought mainly for me, I can go back and look at my hikes. That was mainly how I started. It's something for me to look back on, and rather than having to store everything on my hard drives on my PC or my laptop or whatever I had, it's sort of like it's stored within YouTube in a way, you know what I mean? So and then obviously you start interacting with people like yourself and other YouTubers and stuff, and although a bunch of friendly people that are all like-minded, it's just absolutely brilliant. Like I said, just hands down it is. I just meet, like he says, met great people. I love it. Just love it.
Well, I really like your summit camps. Like I say, I need to get out further afield into the mat. Like I say, that's why Snowdon for me was quite important, because it was just a way of getting out rather than my local woodland that's 5 minutes up the road. Do you know what I mean? Because to me, that's what I do a lot of. I do a lot of bushcraft camps. I do a lot of just like, camping in our local woods or whatever under a hammock and a tarp and stuff. But I rarely actually go and do some hikes. And I want to get fitter. I want to see better scenery, and all of that's up north, and I need to actually pull my finger out and get up there. I'd love to get out to the Lake Districts. I mean, some of the stuff that you've done, I mean, like the Old Man of Coniston was insane. You know,
I love that.
That summit was insane. Like, just the fact that you got the Hilleberg on that is just so worth it. Like, it just looks cool. So,
like I said, like hiking side of things, I've done. I knew, like they said, Lake Districts and Peak Districts, etc. I knew them areas from previous years, so I already sort of knew. You know, I'm going to do Old Man of Coniston. I know there's this part on there, and I know I can go to this crag or this place. So I already had a plan in my head that I know the area, or even if I got to somewhere and I knew that wasn't any good, I know that I only had to drop down a little bit, and I know where there's other places. But obviously, I don't know if you think you have seen my new Scotland video, haven't you?
Yeah.
Well, that's why when I went there, that's why there had a bit of a issue. I've never been to Scotland, so rather than doing day hikes and sussing out the area, I tried to do a day hike and camp at the same time, and obviously then I ended up getting that mishap. But you know, it is what it is. I mean, I know a bit of the area a bit better now, so what I'm planning to do is when I go back to Scotland, I'm just going to go and do those 3 summits on a day hike anyway, maybe some more, and then I'll be able to suss out the area even more. So then when I go back then with the tents, it'll be a guaranteed camp because I'll already know the area. So
that sounds like experience. You've got to research, haven't you? That's it. Research after experience, because your experience with hiking in general and knowing how to navigate that kind of terrain is fair enough.
Yeah.
If you don't know the area, and all of a sudden, I mean, those clouds that rolled in, man, they were just, you know, you weren't getting through that. Yeah. I don't blame you in any way, shape, or form for turning back. I would have done it exactly the same.
Well, I don't mind the clouds so much. The thing that turned me back on there was that gully I had to go up.
Yeah.
Like I've got my feet on there in your hands, but there wasn't any notches to put your feet in or your hands.
Yeah.
So I've gone up and then I kept sliding back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was slipping, and I just didn't like the fact that I was slipping. I've done worse scrambles than that over the years, but I've only had a day bag on, or just the first day getting a little pack. I haven't had like a camping pack on. So I thought at least you can go, if I wanted to get back down, at least you can go on your bum and sort of help your edge down, where I couldn't with that, and I couldn't lower it like I said because there's nothing to touch it on. It would have just gone down and fell. Obviously, wild camping in Scotland's a bit easier, so I could have gone down lower and camped by the lock or something. But it's like I said, I already had that idea in my head, and once I get one in there, everything else just feels like an anticlimax, if that's the right word, what you want to use. But I mean, like, I always look back now and think, I should have just got the tent up and done it, but there's obviously a reason why I didn't at the time, so it is what it is.
But you learn from it, you know. It's all good knowledge, isn't it? And like you say, you're going to go back to that place way better equipped next time, you know, in terms of your own mind, because you would have done the research, you know, about what happened the first time around and all the rest of it. So, guys, go and check out Chris's latest video. It's a really good one. Like I say, it's a bit of an odd one, which is why they got the intro to it. But honestly, it's such a cool landscape, and it just highlights just how quickly things can change out there in the mountains. It's insane. So.
And I'm definitely not dressed like this when I'm doing the intro. It is a completely different video call and stuff.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. But so, what's been your sort of favourite one? What's been your favourite adventure? Like since you've been doing it anyway. Like, what's your favourite?
Since the channel.
Yeah.
Since the channel, I've got to say probably that Old Man of Coniston is probably one of my favourite videos. I'll look back on sometimes because I just had everything with there. The weather was perfect. I had the sunset. I had a sunrise. Yeah. I got the tent in a good place. I didn't have any annoying midges or bugs, or I didn't really have to really do anything with the tent. It was just like everything was just perfect. So I really like that one, and I like the area, and I like the route as well, which I've done a few times. Yeah. I did really like that castle. Sorry, not Castle Crag, the Saint Sunday Crag video, which was a couple of videos ago. That was when my GoPro failed when I had the F15 from Lake and Heath come past, and my GoPro I turned it round, battery gone, even though it's.
Oh, was that the jet? Was that the jet? Oh, man.
Yeah, so annoying that was.
He's still fuming about it to this day.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's just because it hasn't done anything like that before. And, 57% says battery low. But it said it, as I turned the camera around, it come up orange. That's why that screenshot with the jet.
Yeah.
It looks, obviously, if you got the big wide camera, it looks like it's further away. But that was the last frame, just before the camera cut out, so I couldn't have got it any closer. I just went frame by frame on the editing software, and that was the last frame before it died. But so annoying, so annoying that was.
That's gutting. I get like that. I in fact, my very last video that I did, dip in the river in a mental health chat, and like a bushcraft sort of brew. Really, it wasn't anything special. It's just a new series I'm trying out where I'm just doing a bit more like chilling in the woods and just doing like forest bathing type thing and just resetting myself and things like that. So that's my latest one. And genuinely, I got so pissed off with it that it was ironic that it was a talk about mental health and I was absolutely losing my rag with it. I was editing it and I had exported it for like debugging or whatever because it just wouldn't save. It wouldn't render or export. And I was like, come on, just save. Like the project was there, but I couldn't actually render it and save it and export it as a final piece. That's it. I'm giving up on it. I'm going to go and look at it with fresh eyes tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? So I just logged off, started again tomorrow. And I was just deleting extra space just to try and free up some more space in case it was the storage space. And as I was deleting stuff, I didn't realise that the project, when it sends it away for debugging, it actually saves a separate video file. So I deleted that, but that was the project, and I just deleted it all. So I had to. I mean, I still had all the clips, all the footage on saved, but I was like, no, it was still saved on the memory card, but I was like, hold on, I've got to start this, and it was like 6 hours worth of editing just gone down the window.
God. That's the most annoying thing.
Then
I don't know if once before, so something similar, but I was getting used to a new program I was using, and what it did when I uploaded my videos or files, it has had the little file with the little triangle on, which obviously you'd press, but then next to it, whatever that was called, it might be VMX0067, for example. Next to it would be exactly the same number, but it was just a blank square, and I clicked on it and it wasn't anything. So I thought to myself, it was like 0 KB and it just wasn't anything. You clicked on it, so I thought, you don't need all them. So I deleted all these white squares, but I didn't realise, I don't know why, but you need that to make the video play. So then every time I clicked on the video, it didn't work. And I'd already put the white squares, whatever they are, into the recycle bin and deleted the recycle bin, and I'd already deleted the footage off my SD card. So I just lost it all.
I was already in the recycle bin, so I emptied it all, which permanently deleted it. No backup, do not pass go, collect £200. I was just like, nah, like, damn. And then I was just like, well, that's it gone then. I was like, that's the project gone. I mean, thankfully I had the clip, so I just started again. And actually, I think it was probably a better one than the one before. I just took my time with it a bit more, do you know what I mean? And I thought it was probably a better video as a result. So,
Instagram, someone from Germany sent me a big box, 12 different German beers in it, a big beer testing kit thing. Absolutely brilliant, they were. They said, because I never had no, like, buy me a coffee or whatever. I thought I didn't want to. I've had quite a few people say, have you got like a coffee or anything we can, or t-shirts or something to support your channel? I said, no, I haven't said anything. I said, I don't really want to just say, I've got to buy me a coffee, if you want to give me anything. So I said, I don't really want to ask. They says, no, but so he just said, just for your effort on YouTube, I want to send you something. So he I'll give him my address. Sorry, he sent me this big beer kit, and he's also sent me another little parcel, which he says I wouldn't do on my next camp. So I don't know what that is yet, but
awesome.
So,
that's so cool. Nice. Yeah, I haven't been hooked up with any beer lately. I like I say, I'm kind of I am sponsored by Yup Beer, but a discount for me and then a discount for my subscribers and stuff, and they just send out loads of different ales and stuff. So I love.
I mean, obviously, I'm only having one now because I didn't train. Because like I said, I had my chiropractor sessions and that, which is for injuries for sport I used to do. So I just go for a bit of maintenance. So I did that today, so no gym. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have even had one of those if I'd have.
What sports did you used to do? What, like
I used to do competitive powerlifting, but at like a British European level. But my last competition was 2011, so exactly 10 years ago.
Yeah,
and I've got that many things. Like I've done my knee, tore my hip flexors, ripped my pec off. I got vertebrae misaligned in the top of my back and things at the bottom and all that. That's why I always end up. That's why a lot of times as well, I have my walking poles in my bag, and you probably won't see me using them. But I like to have them because if something went weird and I'm stuck up there, at least I'll have like something to try and get yourself back down.
To be fair, I've only been training for sort of, on and off, maybe 6, 7, 8 years. But again, it's all just bodybuilding, hypertrophy stuff. I'm not by any means strong. And to be honest, I've got such a beer gut on me now that I don't even class myself as bodybuilding anymore. I'm not very trim, but yeah, I'm just trying to get back into it really after the lockdown, because I cancelled my gym membership and all sorts, and I was just feeling really just low. Do you know what I mean? And just I wanted to get back into that headspace of training as well. Do you know what I mean? But you're looking good.
The gym does help you because like you says, you're in the gym and you're just it's the same things if you're on the mountains or whatever, you're in there, and just for, even if you're in there for that hour and a half, whatever you're doing, you're focusing that much on whatever you're training and stuff, it can take all your whatever all things that's going on in your life. You can just, even if it's just for that, like I says, hour and a half, you don't think about it, just focus on that. And then same thing as over the mountains. I just love being there. I just think, just try and forget about everything that's going on in your life. Yeah, just that's why I like the hills and the mountains. Just sit there looking at stuff, just in the peace and quiet.
Yeah, there's nothing like it, mate. Nothing like it. Well, like I say, with the gym, you can just take all your anger out on the exercises, can't you? And the mountains, I mean, it speaks for itself, doesn't it? It's just headpiece.
Yeah.
So yeah, decent.
It is. I love it.
What's your favourite bit of gear that you got going on at the minute? In terms of your just walking gear, camping gear, film gear, whatever. Have you got any favourite bits at the minute?
If you'd have asked me about a month ago, I'd probably say. You know what, to be fair, this isn't my favourite bit, so I'll answer your question. But the GoPro Hero 9 it has done me proud since November. It's just been the last month. I don't know why it's been annoying. My favourite bit. Do you know what, actually? I've got too many. I've just got this mad list.
I've just got a mad list, like a shopping list of wish list of stuff I want to get. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And actually, I think your sleeping bag's one of them. The Questar, the I did. I really, really like that. I was looking at their quilts as well. They're I can't remember what they're called, but like the silver and yellow quilts. They look quite.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I can't think of the name either, but I know what you mean.
I can't. I was looking at them.
The reason I like the. No, sorry, I was going to say the reason I like the Questar bag is because, especially like you see yourself as well, if you go in the gym, you don't have to be like Phil Heath, but you can be more than a normal person, as you might say, or just a broad person. Whereas the Questar bags aren't like normal mummy bags. They go out at the top, so I've got enough room to sit in it with my arms by my side, and I can have a space, and I've still got room to roll over, and it doesn't move. And not like other bags I've been in where you feel all enclosed.
Well, that's it.
The Questar bags are brilliant, but.
For me, I'm quite a broad guy, but I'm also tall. So it's like, I much prefer not being claustrophobic, because if I spread out like that, it's just too much on your shoulders, isn't it? You just want to feel open. I mean, my 3-season bag that I use in at the minute is just an OEX one, and I tend to just unzip it 3/4 of the way, a quarter of the way.
Oh, yeah.
And just open it and use it kind of as a quilt, because to be honest, I'm just when I'm turning too fidgety, and I'm just too big a frame for it, really. But like you say, the Questars look really good.
Excuse me, get a shot a second. I've just got a new. Look at the size of this thing. This is my new winter pad, which I haven't used yet, which you'll see in the video. But look at the size of the pack size of that.
Oh,
it's got this is the pump bag. This is you can see what the make is. Some of you probably know what it is, which pad it is if you've seen it, but it'll appear in a video at some point soon.
Stay tuned. That's a sneak preview. I like that. That's good.
No, but it's compared to like the Trekology one, it's probably 3 times the size, but the warmth on it. And I was going to get the Thermarest. Not sure what it is, but the silver one anyway, not the yellow one. The silver one, which is about shy of 200 quid. I was going to get that. My mate lent me one for a night to test it, and it was all right. I got on with it, but then I've heard about this one, and I found a website you could get it, and you have a 7-day return. So I thought, well, I can get it, try it in my house, and if I don't like it, go, send it back. So
yeah, but I've also been looking at the Nemo one. The what's the orange one? The Alpine. I can't remember now. It's gone. But there's an orange one that's like a Nemo Tensor, I think it is Tensor Alpine.
Yeah, Tensor. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was looking at there's an aqua coloured one, which is like a unisex one, which is similar R rating to the Tensor Alpine. So it's a winter one, like your Sea to Summit.
Yeah.
But it's about a third of the price or something stupid. Like it's a real it's really cheap. I want to have a go at that. So that's probably the one I'll get, and then I'll get my partner the expensive Tensor Alpine one. Because my plan is to start going wild camping with her in the mountains and stuff. But she's a cold sleeper, so I'll have to get her like a really top of the range one, I think.
Well, I mean, this is I haven't. The reason I got this is because I had believe it or not, if you've seen my climate insulated static V, the orange coloured pad that I've got, I had that in the Lake District with when I did my Castle Crag camp, and I only had that with my Thermarest Questar, which is that's like a summer bag that's only got a 5 degrees comfort rating and a limit of 0. So I had that with my climate and in -7. That Questar bag is green. They do a next one up which has got a comfort, which has got a rating of -6.
I was
then
say,
they did the next one up which has got the -18.
Yeah. The -6 one's yellow inside, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, yellow. But I'm going to get the. I might miss the yellow one out because I think it's.
What, and get the super winter one?
Get the blue one, but I don't know because I thought if I get the blue one, and then I'm not on that pad, which has got one of the highest R ratings out at the moment.
Oh, you're going to be.
I might be too warm, so I don't know whether to use that pad and then just get the -6 bag. But it's hard to. I don't really know. What to
gauge, well, it depends where you're going, but unless you're going there, like, I don't know.
Well, I'm thinking of going high up on a summit in the snow. That's what I'm thinking. It could be like -10, 12, whatever.
It's freezing, isn't it? But yeah,
I want to get off the top of that old man of Coniston and get in the snow with the Hillyberg. That's what I want to do this winter if I can.
Oh, that'll be good. And that will be cold. Because I saw your first one, just the hike. And that was like one of the most cold and freezing days you've ever witnessed, let alone like done a hike on.
Well, I should have paid attention to, like I said, the Mountain Weather Information site. I should have paid attention to their warnings that were on there saying we advise people to not go above 400 meters until 12 o'clock because there's freak weather that's come down, which hasn't been like this cold for 18 years, they said. So I went up 803 meters, which is double what they said not to go up. That's why. And there was like I said, 43 mile an hour gusts. I have my little Skywatch, which is in my bag somewhere, but probably seen the little green Skywatch that I used on the Fire Dragon video. And that was getting -19 degree wind chill sometimes. It was like -12s or 14s. And when I had the gusts, it was going up. So it was pretty cold one. But I just getting my GoPro out for the few minutes just to film. I could not honestly feel my hands, even just like 30 seconds. I had to put my glove on, put it in my pocket. I was doing this with my hands in my pocket, trying to warm up. It's ridiculous. But that's why there's no one there. I didn't see anyone till about 11 o'clock, and I got to the summit at 8 in the morning, or 7:45 in the morning.
Right.
And I didn't see anyone till 11 o'clock.
So what time do you leave to drive up to these places then? Because you're a Brummie, aren't you? So you just
that
leave.
Time I got up about 2 in the morning.
2 in the morning.
Yeah, I got up at 2, left about 2:30 in the morning for that one. But I mean, what I do. When I've done some camps in the lakes, I've got there later. Because I mean, it could be say hour and 20 minutes to the peaks for me, hour and a half. The lakes could be anything between 3 hours and 4.5 hours, depending where I'm going. I mean, it took me about just over 3.5 hours to get there when I went to Scarfell Pike, but then to get the last little road that goes to Wasdale is only 22 miles, I think it was, and that took me about an hour and a quarter just to do that last little bit because you're sitting in a road not the width of your car.
Yeah.
Like I said, you do some more woodland camps. I've tried that hammock camp, which Paul kindly let me borrow. And I absolutely love that. I probably had a better sleep in the hammock, I think, than I had in the tent, because just lying there, just about to rock.
They're so comfortable. They're so comfortable.
Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. Like I said, I just put my sleeping bag in there. Didn't have any pad or anything. He had the under blanket on. Warm as anything. It's just that when, like you said earlier about noises, when I got up in the night to go to the toilet and that, just do a wee, I had my head torch on, and it looked like I had it on the red setting, and there was 2 red eyes just staring at me, and I thought, what's that? So I was just like, there up the tree, and I thought they're not moving, and I went back in anyway. And what we found out in the night was there was in the morning, there was like a tree stump which was a bit jagged, and there was a pair of not sunglasses, just a pair of normal reading glasses that someone must have dropped, and they was folded up and they was placed on the tree. So in the night, my red torch just turned off them. And I was just thought this is animal or something in the bushes looking at it.
It's a reflection in a pair of gigs. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, yeah, someone has obviously lost him in the hike, and then they'd put him there for them to find the next day on the path or something.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, that place where he was, Paul showed it me. I'd have never gone there ever. It was well out of the way of everything. Like, hardly anyone probably ever goes there. Because he lives up by the Lake District. They know his little areas they go to. So this is like a local place. Not a local place to him, but where they've been quite a few times. So we already knew like the trees for the hammocks and stuff. But yeah, I'd have never even thought about going there. It's just, on my bag that was obviously my bag on the floor on my ground sheet, I put my pack in a black bin liner and tied it up just so in the morning. I thought I'd just keep it a bit of extra dry because there was quite a lot of rain. It was a bit sideways as well. And I thought I don't want to get my pack wet, but also because like when we got up, he had like creatures from the Black Lagoon all over his bag and everything. Just there constantly knocking all these things off. It's weird looking insects I've never even seen before. I don't know where they come from. But yeah, it's all part of the fun, isn't it? When you're out there in the woods.
You get that in the woods, mate. You get that in the woods.
Yeah.
I've had all sorts. I've had, all sorts.
I suppose the only thing over this country as well, we haven't really got anything dramatic to be worried about. It's not like we've got bears and all that.
Or wolves or anything. But yeah, no, I've had what have I had? Adders. I've had really, really big moths that are just like hawk moths. Do you know what I mean? Like massive elephant hawk moths as well. But really pretty. Like they're stunning fuchsia pink, but they're just like super scatty when you've got your head torch on. And then they come flying, and they're the size of a small bird. Do you know? It's like the size of a little like starling or a little tit or something. It just comes flying in your face. You're like, oh, go away.
Especially if it goes too fast or something, it just flies straight in your head.
Well, that's it. I don't know. Your mind thinks it's a bat at first. You just, or a bird or something. I just don't know. I freaked out, and it turned out it was just a hawk moth, but. They are huge, though, to be fair. You get some massive ones, especially out in the woods, but I've seen all sorts. But I love it. Nothing
will hurt you, I suppose, when you're out there. Really, just got to, like you said, just make you jump for a minute because you just wonder what it is.
Yeah, and also the more you do, like I said, and that's why I even prefer solo camps now. I just like the headspace, really, just to get away, the fire, the trees. And that's why I like the woodland, is because you can do stealthier camps. And you can just sort of focus on you and all the rest of it, and it's just a good way to get out. But I find the more you do it, the less your mind plays tricks on you. I've had some weird dreams though, especially in hammocks, especially after a night on the IPA or whatever. I've had some really weird dreams of like I'd have like a really good sleep, and then the hour before waking up, I'd have like a really good sleep, but then like the hour before you actually wake up, I just have really lucid dreams about, and it would always be about like being caught by somebody or like confronted somebody going, "What are you doing camping here?" or whatever, And I would vividly picture them actually the confrontation, and then I'll wake up and I'm like, "There's no one here." Like what? Do you know what I mean? Like and it would all just be a bit of a dream. But again, I find that with new places, if I'm camping in somewhere I've been before, it's not a problem. But if I'm doing a new place, especially in a hammock as well, because there's something about, because the hammock's suspended and you're rocking slightly, and then there's the bug net around you. I feel a bit more vulnerable. Like I don't know why, I just feel a bit more vulnerable.
Because you said you're like the tents, even though it's just material and poles, you still feel like you're enclosed in something. Then you're like, oh no, nothing could get me in here. He says a hammock, people could just.
No, even a bivvy bag under the stars in a tarp. I'm less enclosed, but I actually feel safer than in a hammock. I think it's because I genuinely feel more vulnerable in a hammock, as if someone can just like, I don't know, grab me and throw me over their shoulder and cut my rope, cart me off. I'm trapped in a little bag.
Now, the reason I laughed a minute ago when he says about weird dreams is because if Paul's watching this, he'll end up laughing his head off. When we was at the Angletarn camp together.
Yeah,
I was having I don't even know what it was about, so I can't tell you. All I remember is some dodgy nightmare. I woke up having a nightmare, and then anyway, so we got up, put the tent away, and Paul's just looking at me like that, and he goes, "What was you doing?" He goes, "I tried to get my phone out." I went, "Why?" He goes, "You was in the tent. I could hear you going like muttering to yourself," and then he just started going, like screaming in the tent. So he goes, "I got your phone out, trying to video it, and you stopped." And I had it recording for a minute, trying to think, "Oh, is he going to do it?" And then he didn't do it anymore. And I was like, "You're joking?" I was like, because there was a few of the tents started around.
He was talking to himself.
Yeah, he said, he said, I was talking to myself, and I started screaming. And he was trying to video me from his tent, not the sound, so he could have shown me. I have no idea what the nightmare was about. I must have been having some weird nightmares. I start screaming in my tent, which makes me think, I wonder if I do things like that when I'm on my own outside. No one can hear me.
Yeah. Or
someone walks past the tent just screaming inside it.
Or your voice carries on the next mountain over, and you were talking about seeing head torches and hearing voices and stuff. Imagine somebody else doing a wild camp and they just hear you going,
that'd be funny. I'll tell you one thing that weren't a funny story, but was an annoying story for the video, but ended up being good. Is the video where I got moved on at Bamford Edge, because
that went viral pretty much, didn't it?
Well, there's a certain YouTuber that's just who you'll know, and probably everyone else will. It was just literally quit his job to do YouTube full time.
Yeah.
He ended up watching my watching that video and commenting on it. And I said to my mate, I says, because he's watched and commented on that now, the YouTube algorithm will throw it into people that a lot of people that are subscribed to him and everything. And then within 2 days, I think I gained about, I think it went up by about 8,000 views or 6,000 views or something. And then the subscribers were just banging up every day and every day. Like, they just went horrendous. So I think it's with YouTube how it works now sometimes. I don't think it's so much, you could have a great video or what people think's great. Because I've had so many people that have said, I'm so glad I've come across your channel and that. So I think you've got a good video, but it's getting it out is the hard bit.
Something boost it up, and it's just the same. But my mushroom go crazy, and I think that's because there's not a lot of people doing foraging.
No.
Excuse me. So it's more of a niche. I think there's less competition in foraging than there is bushcraft and wild camping, and already it's like 1.5k views, and it's only come out recently, and blah blah blah. And that grew so much quicker than like one that I've had on the channel for over a year.
It is mad how it works. Well, I watched a video. It was by the YouTube creators a few months ago, and those basically saying that new YouTube algorithm is working and that. And they were saying, like, if you've got 500 subscribers, say, and you put a video up, if all them 500 subscribers watch your video for like most part of it, or the more's better, basically. If they watch your video, then YouTube will think, oh, the 500 people that already subscribed to him like it, will recommend it to another 500 people that in the same sort of category. Then if they watch it, they'll think, well, then 1,000 people like it, recommend it to another 1,000 people, and it escalates like that. Whereas if you've got 500 subscribers and then it says only 150 of them watch, and then 80 of them watch halfway and the rest don't really care, YouTube will think, well, the people that subscribe don't even watch it, so they stop feeding it out. But it's just, it's like, it's a bit weird, but it's not.
Which is silly, because when you look at the analytics, and you'll probably find it as well, and in fact, a lot of people, certainly a lot of people under 10,000 subscribers, and maybe even 5,000 subscribers, a lot of the analytics behind it is that the majority of your watches, so like 80 or 90% of your watches, are from people that aren't subscribed to you.
What it was, Ben Narnain was I think 900 something meters, and then Benin was just over 1,000 meters. And I've got told that there's a little before it goes up into the summit of Ben, there's a little flat bit which got a few spots on. So I might go up to the summit of there. It's like higher than Ben Narnain, but not on the summit of the other one.
No, was it Ben Narnain that you were doing?
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I was going to go up Ben Narnain, and then I was going to either carry on to Benin and then decide which one to camp on. Which I had a look on a few different videos I found, and there isn't really. I think one of them's got about one pitch spot if you're lucky. So it's very, very rocky up there, probably more rocky than the Sunday Crag on the summit. So you got to sort of find a little bit, but someone else had a solo there, so I knew that Hillyberg fit there. I just have to sort of, but like I says, if it had got up there and then something went wrong, and then I've got to get back down that gully because I didn't know the other way, which I found out the other way at the end. So basically, instead of going up that gully and then going up both the summits, like I says, you can come. There's a path that comes down in between Benin and the Cobbler, which I could feed up, so I could go up to Benin first, then I could come back down to Ben Narnain, which is apparently is a little bit easier. But I've spoke to another YouTuber who's done it quite a few times, and he says that gully I went up, he says gets really hands-on, and he says there's another way which is pretty bad as well, but he says you're literally on all fours, it's quite a scramble. So he said even if he got up that, it would have probably got a bit worse anyway. So he said he definitely did the right thing to turn around if he wasn't sure. And he said he's been up there camping, but like I said, he's done it a few times. The only thing is I would have had a go, or I probably wouldn't have been even really bothered, like I said, just a day pack on or just on a hike. It was mainly having that pack on. I was like, it just feels different. You got that weight on your back, and you're thinking if something weird, you got all that to pull you. It looks so good. I love that back lighting. We changed the colours. That's bang on that. It looks really good as well. Yeah. So I'm trying to get back out in the Helm tents again soon, because I've got the Helm Compact 1 and Compact 2 as you've probably seen. But
the Helm 2. I like Wild Country by Terra Nova. I was looking at their Zephyros, but it looks a bit too claustrophobic for me. I was looking at the 2 for me and Jade, but my dad literally bought an end of the line Berghaus Peak 3, real cheap and just gave it to me and said, look, use it for whales and all the rest. And it worked out really, really well. But it's bright red, so I was looking at getting the Zephyros, which was obviously dark green. But yeah, I don't know. I camp in a tent so rarely now that I don't know. I only want a lightweight one for backpacking. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. If this is any help to you, the Zephyros was what I was going to get before I got the helm, and the reason I didn't is because after watching endless videos and reading and doing research and that, the Zephyros, I think inside, like width-wise and all that's the same.
Yeah.
But they said that especially if it's a bit taller, like the outside of the tent when it's windy, because it's got more chance of touching you a little bit on the Zephyros. This is what I'm looking at the Zephyros 1 though, by the way, than the helm. Plus, if you're sitting sort of in the tent with your feet out the tent, you know, cooking your vestibule and that, you can still sit up in it that way. Right. But you can't, like with my helm, I can still kneel up in it and I could get changed if I wanted to. And whereas the Zephyros was a bit lower, so I wouldn't be able to.
That is loads lower, isn't it, to be fair? The helm's more of a sort of, just an arcing shape, and the vestibules are a lot bigger. You can sit up in them properly, whereas that Zephyros looks really low to the ground, doesn't it? So
yeah. I do like that little helm one. It is a brilliant tent. I don't think if you wanted to get a tent under £200 for putting up with wind and that, I can't. You know, I think it's absolutely brilliant. I've been in some mad winds in that, and it's been
This is what we I haven't even got a photo. I've just got a video. Hold on. This was the setup that we sort of had.
Oh yeah.
There you go. And then I just had a tarp over the top as a little, area to sit under. Yeah.
That looks decent tent. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, it was all right. There you go. That's a bit better.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's brilliant. The chair and that's bang on. Like I said, you ain't got to worry about sitting in your tent then. You can just go and sit up in there and chill and just go back in your tent.
That's why I put the tarp up over the top. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
that's brilliant.
Worked really well. That was for the Snowdon camp. That was literally round the corner from. Is it Cadar Idris? Is it? Or
yeah.
Cadar Idris.
Cadar Idris, where it's southern Snowdonia, where.
Yeah, we were still in Gwynedd, but we were definitely southern Snowdonia. We weren't up by Snowdon.
Cadar Idris. That's another place I want to camp. Not so much by the Tarn where everyone else seems to go, but. I can't camp on the summit because it's the Trig point because it's rocky. But there's bits either side you could go on, so so there'll be somewhere up there.
Here's one thing I want to ask you before you go: Trig points. You are Mr. Bagging Trigs. You did a very good video of local trig points in weird places, didn't you?
I had so many comments about that, especially.
That was one of my favourite videos of yours, where you were going around like urban trig points almost, weren't you? Or like
people mowing their lawn, looking at me, walking around the GoPro on and all that. People mowing their lawns, looking at me. Yeah, and then there was that one that was by the flats, literally on the side of the road. And I've done that when I've done that slow motion crossing
through a fence, wasn't it?
Yeah, people were commenting, going, you know what? So we thought it was a bit normal, so you did this video, and we realised you were a bit nuts. And I was like, I'll try and be calm on the camera.
You got to be a bit. But you got to be a bit nuts. The best people are.
Yeah. But I think like do little bit of silly things, and that it's just a bit of something different rather than just sitting there being sensible and that. Now I just collected the trigs and
again, it's something to look back on, though, isn't it? If you're collecting them as memories and you've got footage of you doing it or whatever, that's. In itself, that's good memories, isn't it? And good things to look back on. And you got, you can probably safely say, oh, I've done 200-300 tricks. Do you know what I mean? Like, or whatever. Like once you've actually, I wouldn't even know how many, but
I've done so many trick points before with this channel. I've got pictures and I know where I've been. So if I can find a list, like for example, you can get a list of the trig points of the Peak District. And I know which ones I've been to. So if I printed out that list or whatever I could cross them all out. So I know where they are. But there's so many trig points I've done over the years, especially like more coastal areas like Landboard Torquay and stuff, which is another conversation because I want to try and throw in some more. coastal camps?
I was just going to say, yeah, you know, do you get to the coast much? Obviously, living landlocked right in the middle of the country, it must be difficult. But
yeah, well, I mean, I usually do, to be fair, but I've just been hammering the lakes more than I ever have done in the last, especially since April.
It's a pretty place, though, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I got that Hillyberg, and I want to go and test this in some mountain areas. I mean, I've thought that much about going to the coast that it seems like I'll do it next week. And before you know it, it's nearly November or whatever. Yeah. So
yeah,
I mean,
it's not next week anymore. It's next year, isn't it?
Yeah. Like I said, I've been in coastal camps now. I don't know. I can't see me.
Like I say, I'm down south on the coast. So if you ever want to, you know, hit me up, we'll go somewhere, mate. We'll do something, or you know.
You go local woods by you?
Well, I've got local woods by me, and I've also got coastline by me. Like I say, I'm on Brighton, South Solent, so a couple of my recent ones have been coastal camps. I want to get back out to the coast because I do spend too much time in the woods. But we've got loads by us. We've got loads of decent coastal camps. Dustin from Bushcraft Tools keeps asking me out to go down to Dorset on the Jurassic Coast and do stuff with him, and same with Kerry and Kat. You know,
I did some brilliant videos at Jurassic Coast. It looks really. I definitely want to head down there.
Yeah, I mean the rocky cliffs there are insane. So
yeah,
I'd love to.
I love the bit where I saw in their video they've done the dinosaur prints that they found in that quarry once. Back. I definitely want to go see that. But I mean, I could if I managed to get a hammock before I come down your way, then we could either do a woodland camp in the hammocks.
Well, we could do a 2-night thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, otherwise I'll bring a tent down and go do a coastal camp in the tents. Do
both, mate. Bring the helm and bring a hammock, and we'll do a 2-night thing. We'll do a hammock camp in the woods, and then we'll go to the coast and do a little a bivvy bag under the stars or a tent on the coast.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. Trying to go to Scotland on a weekend, you're spending like 7 hours, whatever it is, get 6-7 hours getting there, and then do all your hikes and camps, and then obviously driving back. Scotland was mad when I first got there, because I don't know if you've ever been to Glasgow. I've never been in there, but I drove obviously over this little bridge thing, and you can see Glasgow in the distance, and it looked a bit mad, cranes everywhere and smoke and things everywhere. And then I pulled up into the Premier Inn, where I was because what I thought I'd do is I'm going to go there, stay in the Premier Inn, then the next day then I'd get up early and go to do my hiking camps. So I thought I wanted to get there, just have a chill. So as soon as I pulled up in the car park anyway, Premier Inn car park, there's a car, black Audi, parked like 3 cars away, and lad got out the car, a dodgy Scottish accent. He come over the side. He's like, "Yeah, that ain't me." I was like, "I knocked the window. I put the window down," and I said, "Yeah, you?" And they let in the window, and I said, "Oh, can you not lean on my car, please?" He was like, "Oh, sorry," and I was like, "Can I help you?" And he just went, "Yeah, I'm just making sure I got the right car." I was like, "Definitely haven't got the right car, mate. It's not me waiting for." And he went, "Oh, sorry." Got in his car anyway, and then I thought, I'm going to wait here for a minute now because I want to see if I want to move my car somewhere else, depending on what they're doing. About 2 minutes later, another car pulled up. Another lad with a tracksuit got out, opened the back door, pulled a big gym bag, give it to this other lad. Then he opened his boot, gave him 2 rucksacks, and they both just drove off. And I was like, I've already come to a Premier Inn car park. What's going on here?
You might have been, it's a good job he got the wrong car. Otherwise, you'll be driving back with about 8 ounces of Coke or something.
And I was just thought, what's going on? But then there was loads of Scottish army all walking everywhere, and I didn't realise I'm by Loch Lomond. There's a danger area where they obviously do like practice doing rifle ranges and stuff. And I think a lot of them are staying in the Premier Inn. So I thought there's dodgy people in cars, there's army everywhere. I was like, I'm already coming here to hike up somewhere. What's happening? But yeah. And then that's another thing with plans. I was gonna drive from there the other day, next day after, to Ben Nevis, which is another nearly 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I found out now I've got back home, there's a Premier Inn in Fort William. So now I know I've basically, so I thought next time I can do my hikes around Loch Lomond and all them 3 summits, the Cobbler, Ben Narnain, Ben Nevis, do all that. Then I can already drive to the Premier Inn, Ben Nevis. So I can probably chill in Fort William over the night, go to the pub, have a beer and a burger or something. Then the next day, get up early, leave my car in the car park there. They said it's all right, and then I can go walk to Ben Nevis. So I've got more plans next time.
Scope, nice one. Fort William's lovely as well. We stayed in Fort Augustus, just outside of Fort Augustus. We stayed in Whitebridge, which is a tiny little village on the east bank of Loch Ness.
Okay.
So we did all the Highlands. We flew out to Inverness, drove down in a taxi to Whitebridge, stayed there, then got a taxi there. We didn't bother bringing the car. We just flew, and we did. Again, this was about 7 years ago now. Me and the missus' first holiday, I think, together, and we did Loch Ness. We did all the Fort William, Fort Augustus, round by Ben Nevis, and all that, all the Highland sort of scope and stuff, but just on a little walking holiday really, and did loads of different walks. And we did, if you ever get a chance, do the Boyers Falls, I think it's called. It's a waterfall walk. It's about I don't know, 9 or 10 miles. It's not crazy, but it's
right. I'm definitely going to explore more of Scotland next year. Like I said, I've got a bit more of a plan now, so I'm going to head up there. Also, I've just booked up. I don't know if you know Greek island of Kefalonia. Well, I've been there quite a lot since I was little, probably nearly every year, apart from the last couple of years. I know some people that live there and work there. I've got that booked up because there's Mount Aenos, which is the tallest summit in the range. Yeah. So I'm going to go do that, get that on the channel. I'm going to try and get to the White Mountains in Crete, because I think there's a main summit. I think there's another 5 round, and I'm trying to do that. And I've also spoke to my friends I told you earlier in Spain, because they just got a new house. So he says all I've got to do is basically fly out, and he'll get me, and I can stay in their house. So that'd be a bonus. I haven't got to get a hotel. But he's going to show me some other mountains in Spain, which have got a few historical things that happen there, basically. So I'll obviously research them a little bit, try and get them on the channel. So there should be more adventuring out of the UK as well next year.
Awesome.
Appearing on there. So
out of the UK is just it's something else, isn't it? I mean, we took a punt really on this, almost like a one-man band travel company. We weren't sure about it. We thought it could be really sketchy. It could be really dodgy. But it was called Untraveled Paths, and honestly, I can't recommend them enough. They're brilliant. They're expat British couple that have moved out there and now do holiday packages and stuff. But they show you all of Transylvania in Romania, and it was amazing. It was absolutely epic. Some of the places we went to, we saw Vlad Dracul, who was known as Dracula. We saw like his home, like the blue plaque style, his home, his childhood home. Then we saw like all of the castles that are there, his whole, like the Dracula's castle. We saw. I
was going to say, just see the with the points and that, just see it.
Yeah. It was just amazing. Conifer forests wherever you went, bears everywhere, epic, just bats flying around castles and stuff.
Yeah. But, I'm going to try and get to Norway as well myself, because I'll bring up my Spanish friends again. They went to Norway the other year. Some of the pictures and videos I saw, my God, it looked absolutely like it's just like another planet. But I was going to say another country then, but it is, isn't it? Like another planet. But he says to me, he says, apart from you coming to see me in Spain, because he wants to come here and I want to go and show him like the Lake Districts and stuff. But he says we need to try and arrange a holiday as well, where we can all go to like Norway or go to Iceland or somewhere.
Yeah. So that you're going from the UK, he's going from Spain, and you're meeting in a different place. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll obviously meet there, or whatever's easier. I don't even mind going to Spain and going with them from there. It's just.
Have you ever done Iceland? We saw the Northern Lights and the hot spring geysers and stuff in Iceland, and that was so good. There are
one thing I want to see. That is definitely on my bucket list. The Northern Lights.
I'll say the camera. Normally the camera doesn't do it justice, and your naked eye does do it justice. With the Northern Lights, it's the other way around. The camera, it's the other way around. With the cameras, they pick it up green as you like, and it's amazing. Whereas with your eye, it's just a bit milky. But maybe it was the views that we had. Maybe it was just how we sort of saw it on that night, and maybe it was a bit overcast or whatever. But it seemed it was green, but it was like a milky white green,
Well, I've been to in America, like Grand Canyon and some places like the Rockies and all that. I just thought I want to all these places I've been to. I just wish I'd started my channel years ago, so I could have had all these footage. But it just means I suppose I'm going to go back and redo it now.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think that's the same with all of us. To be fair, I mean, I've only had the channel a year or so, and I wish that I had it earlier, because then you can do all your holiday footage and also, there's so much stuff we would have done a long time ago that wasn't filmed.
Very true. But I suppose, to be fair, some places I went to when I was a bit younger as well, there wasn't smartphones and all that stuff out then. True. So I suppose I wouldn't have had the equipment to do all this. I would have been recording in like 720, and I think it looks better than real life and stuff like that. And you look back now, it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, 360. So, 360 on a little, like, you remember the old little, like, first digital cameras that were like silver, and they had like the VidX thing. Whenever you did a video, it would have like a little watermark in the corner that was like video. It would just look really crap, like 2004 or something, and you just get like that shaky VIG. It's like, it will be stuff like that, wouldn't it?
I'm hoping this is going to be in here. Is it in here? Oh yeah, it is. I was lucky. Like this little Canon. You turn it. I don't even know if it even turn on. Oh, it does. I have not turned this on. I've done this for about 7 years. How does that turn on? But anyway, and obviously it's got the zoom and stuff. But this camera, I used to take pictures with this. It's got full HD, so I presume it's 1080p. But I used to take pictures with this in video, and I'd look at it and I'd be like, "Oh wow, look how brilliant it is." I take them now and look at the pictures, and it doesn't touch my phone. It's nowhere near as good. So, it's crazy how things. It's making me think, what are things going to be like in another 10 years?
Well, and also, if you're saying that it doesn't touch your phone, imagine what it's like with your camera. Like, and then 10 years' time. Like, I don't even shoot in 4K, I'm just full HD. But even that is just, mind-blowingly nuts compared to what it was even 5 years ago. Do you know what I mean? So, the 1080p now. I think it's not just so much that as well. It's the devices you're playing it on can accept. They've got more colour palettes or whatever. But yeah, no, it's been absolutely great, mate. It's been really good to finally meet you face to face. Really good chat.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah,
thanks for involving me and getting me on here. It's nice to be invited, and that's the cheers.
Yeah, no bother at all. I think it's really cool. Like, I'm on episode 3 now of this podcast, and I'm really liking where it's going. I've got some more decent people coming up. So I've got, who have I got next? I think I've got Matt from Adventurers Made next, so that'll be quite good.
Okay. Yeah. I'll catch up with Dan's. I'll watch Dan's on the weekend, and then I can obviously watch your next ones when they come out. I'll watch Dan's video, your swimming one, and then I think I've got about another 3 channels I've said I'm going to catch up on, and that's my weekend done then.
That's the same with me, mate. I'm so behind, don't worry. But no, honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate. It's been brilliant having you on. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Guys, if you haven't already, check out Chris's channel. I'll leave all the links down below as per usual standard. Links will be in the description for the HeightOfLife. I've been Rob at Storb Unlimited Bushcraft. This has been the podcast. Thank you so much, Chris. And take it easy. See you on the next one.
Nice one, Jack.
Yo. Entering the planet, we were born in 1990. Censoring the damage through the years quite precisely. Peppering the cabbage every day with new rhyme schemes. Venturing the stranded.